All right, folks, settle down. We are here today because I have been asked to moderate this press conference with the King of Connecticut, Matt Granahan, and the human horror movie, Adam Newsom. Now, why he's called the human horror movie, I don't know. But these two gentlemen made a promise to the Kingpin that the moment they step out of line, I get to step in them and stretch them both like a rubber band, as the King of Connecticut would often say. This battle will take place between these two warriors at Bluegrass Championship Wrestling in Kentucky. The date of the match will soon be announced, so you guys need to pay attention. Now, I'm going to add something to this. I'm going to allow both gentlemen to make a quick opening statement, and then we'll get to the questions. I will start with the King of Connecticut. Your opening statement, please.
I would just like to say, Brian, that it is a pleasure to be here with you, and I promise that I will be on my best behavior.
Adam Newsom, your opening statement.
Yeah, I'm just ready to put this baby to bed and shut this Jay Leno skunk-looking moron up. This has been going back and forth for too long, and I think we're finally going to settle it out in a squared circle if he shows up.
You know what, Adam? You're starting already. I told you to cool it. All right. Here's the first question, and it's directed to the King of Connecticut. I understand there is some strong heat between you and Adam. Can you explain how you guys first met and where this heat's coming from?
No problem, Mr. Snow. When I first met young Master Newsom, he appeared to be a sweet chap. He was always begging to carry my bags and chauffeur me around, and I always have. I already have, a manservant, Manuel, that drives me around, chauffeurs me. But I gave Manuel a few days off so that young Master Newsom, could drive me around. And, I offered to pay young Master Newsom, but all he wanted from the king was my autograph. And I obliged. And then one day, before we were training, we were up in Maryland at John Shattuck's academy, Shattuck Mixed Martial Arts. And before training one day, young Master Newsom must have been hitting the moonshine, because we were just going over some grappling drills, and he headbutted me. He headbutted His Majesty. And a bit of an altercation ensued. We were pulled apart by a number of folks. And ever since then, I have been issuing challenges to come to Kentucky and set this young man straight. So there's a little history for you, Mr. Snow.
All right, this question's for Adam. The King recently released a promo where he insulted the people of Kentucky, and you had an impassioned response, impassioned being an understatement. Mr. Newsom, can you elaborate on that?
That goes past this altercation, basically, because I think he's trying to get to me any way he can. Anyway, first of all, the altercation he's speaking of is, I was getting the better of him. There was no headbutt unless he wants to count my foot to his head, which, that's the only thing I can think of. And, the toothbrush he speaks of, bringing to Eastern Kentucky, I just hope that the King of Connecticut has good dental insurance, because more than likely he's going to need a good set of false teeth.
King, you are considerably older than Adam Newsom, and you have not competed in mixed martial arts in 7 years and only rarely compete in pro wrestling these days. Adam is an accomplished MMA fighter and in his prime in pro wrestling and competing every week. How do you see yourself winning this contest?
Mr. Snow, that's a great question. And, folks say to me, they say, Your Majesty, you live the life of luxury. You riding your polo horses, going on guided hunts, relaxing at your lavish estate by the pool, and relishing in the wines that your sommelier selects from your private vineyards, spending the weekend at Lake Lanier on Ric Flair's yachts, as I did recently over the 4th of July. And they say, Your Majesty, why? Why would you want this match? Why in the world would you want to lower yourself to go to the bluegrass state of Kentucky? And the only way that I can answer that question is when Master Newsom talked at the school. And as I mentioned, he was a young disciple of Master Newsom, of the king, I should say. And when he had talked to me, it sparked something deep within, and I realized that I needed to finish this. There was unfinished business. And how will I be able to defeat Master Newsom? That is something you will have to stay tuned to see.
Adam, the king is known for his antics outside of the ring and his colorful promos. Do you fear that he'll get into your head and cause you to lose focus on the task at hand?
Absolutely not. I've heard a lot of people talk before. You know, that goes in one ear and out the other. And you know what really blows my mind is I was at a plate the other night, and I like to catch a predator on TV. And I'm really almost positive sure I've seen Your Majesty come in and Chris Hansen tell him to sit down because of his daddy issues with the little girls. So, you know, if Chris Hansen don't have him arrested by the feds and put in first, you know, I'll skin him alive, and we'll be selling some high-quality meat out of some family slaughterhouse.
Bonus question for the king. You just heard this promo cut live right here. Your response to that, Your Majesty?
Well, I must say that the young ladies do have an eye for His Majesty, and a number of the fans of young Master Newsom, of course, all of the legal age, have reached out to me. They've private messaged me, and they've asked me where can they get one of my Thing for the King signature T-shirts. And it was pure rubbish what he discussed with Hansen and the To Catch a Predator. That must have been someone else. It must have been George Clooney after a month of hard training at the gym, for it was not His Majesty. However, I will say that when I arrive at Bluegrass Championship Wrestling, I will be bringing a number of my Thing with the King shirts. So, young ladies, get ready. I will make your dreams come true.
Bonus question for Mr. Newsom. It doesn't sound like he's focused on you at all, sir. It sounds like he's more focused on the ladies and not your match. Does that give you an advantage?
I have every advantage in the world. I'm young, better looking, more meat on the bones. The king is more, you know, he should go to a bathhouse, you know. It seems like that's where he's hanging out more. He's really creepy.
At this time, I will allow closing statements, and I'll start with you, Mr. Newsom.
The closing statement is the king, if he shows up, how he shows up, I don't have a clue. But when he steps foot into my ring at BCW, we're going to put this to bed. Like I said before, you know, everything that happened up north at Shattuck's Gym, that's all going to be, you know, that's all going to be brought out in the open. But however he arrives, like I said, whether it be in one of his lavish vehicles or on a plane or on a jet, I can guarantee this, he'll be leaving in a hearse.
Your Majesty, your closing statement, please.
Those are very powerful words by Mr. Newsom, and powerful words indeed. And there's an old saying. The old saying goes, I've taught you everything you know, but not everything I know. So, Master Newsom, while you've been under the learning tray of His Majesty, there are many secrets that I have not yet revealed. And I will also say, speaking of words, that Master Newsom doesn't understand the meaning of the word fear. He doesn't understand the meaning of the word fear. But there's a lot of words that Master Newsom doesn't understand the meaning of, a multitude of words. But I assure you, in closing, that when this is all said and done, there will be one word Master Newsom will know the meaning of, and that word is respect.
And there you have it. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The Human Horror Movie and the King of Connecticut will wrestle at Bluegrass Championship Wrestling, and who knows, a Kingpin may make an appearance.
Thank you, Brian Snow.
Thank you both, gentlemen.
Thanks, Brian. Appreciate it.